Hello, Salibonani, Makadi Muri, Zimbabwe. Welcome to another episode of the Girls Table podcast. I'm your host, Louisa Mwatse. This podcast will deliver content surrounding gender and electoral processes, along with other relevant information. Let's get on with our topic of the day, which is the link between political efficacy and knowledge on electoral processes. What is political efficacy, and how does it relate to knowledge on electoral processes? With me to discuss that matter is a young lady who I will let introduce herself.
I'm Sibo Makuza. I'm a student at Catholic University. Yeah.
Hello, Sibo, and thank you for joining me today. So, Sibo, what do you understand about political efficacy?
Okay, political efficacy is simply just how much a person actually believes how much a person believes they can influence politics in terms of like voting and political activities. It's got to do with whether a person believes or understands how their vote, how their views, how their whatever can actually contribute. And that's basically in the simplest of terms.
Alright, so with regard to knowledge on electoral processes, how do you think it affects political efficacy?
I think political efficacy affects electoral process very much, especially in democratic countries where majority votes rule, because if most people don't vote because they don't actually think it makes a difference, then you are not actually going to get the accurate picture of what most people believe would be the right president or right parliament or whatever that is being voted for.
Do you think lack of political efficacy is the reason behind the lack of electoral process participation?
I can say yes, but honestly, I feel like there are a lot of factors such as appealment. The whole voting process for elections is not appealing to young people at all, which are the majority. So it's not even a thing of political efficacy, because yes, you have things like rural areas, and you have the fact that, for example, in Zimbabwe, 70% of people live in rural areas. That is true, but people know about elections, people know about voting, but it's just a thing of like, there's nothing nice about it. Like, you can't even vote online in Zim. You have to go to these queues and the whole day. So most people just genuinely aren't interested. That's the honest truth. It's like, regardless of, and honestly, in countries like Zimbabwe where people have stopped caring, like, a lot of people have just stopped caring about, So it's not that people don't know that their votes can contribute, but I think it's just, there's nothing appealing about the process, the electoral process to them. Especially to young people who are on social media and TikTok and whatnot, there's nothing appealing about it. You're going to stand in a queue the whole day, sweating, and there's really no point.
In your own opinion, how can we improve our political efficacy?
If you want to improve it, obviously, just education. That's the best way, making it clear in school at a younger age. Although you can't vote until you're 18, right? But just talking about it more in school, letting them know that, you can actually influence the future generation, the future, decisions, that when you grow up, you can actually influence those decisions. And yeah, you can try going to the rural areas, but again, those are people are already doing that. The presidents already do that. They already go to the rural areas. So yeah, I don't think that's actually the problem.
Thank you, Sibo, for your insightful contributions. To sum it all up, political efficacy is the self-belief in your ability to change how your government is run through your votes, and its link to our knowledge on electoral processes is simply how what we know about who to vote for, why we are voting, and how we are expected to go about it affects how we see ourselves and the government we wish to represent us. As a country, our ability to realize the power which we hold in our decisions lies in our thirst for knowledge. When we seek the answers to our questions with regards to how we want to see our government run and how we hold that power and who gets to run it, we begin to see change that we thought was never possible to attain. When we choose to sit idle whilst other active members of society make decisions for us, we are not punishing them, but ourselves, as we would have given them the power to decide what's best for us, when we could just stand up and act and put back the power to decide in our hands. Let us make our vote count by making sure that we are counted amongst the people who have registered to vote. If you still haven't registered to vote, you can still do so at any ZEC, district and provincial offices. Remember to carry your ID or passport and proof of residency. For more information, do follow us on our social media handles on Anchor at The Girls Table, on Facebook at The Girls Table, on Twitter at table_girls, and on Instagram at the.girls table. Until next time, my name is Louisa Mwatse, and this has been the Girls Table podcast. Remember, your vote is your voice.